Rhode Island College Anchormen and the Keene State University Owls. Myself, Mike Giammarco, alongside Nick Costa. Nick, what a great game we have coming for you today.
Yeah, really phenomenal today, especially going into the tournament. Keene State's always such a tough team and always so great on offense. This year, they have 6 players averaging for the season double-digit points.
And that's unreal.
That is unreal. And we were talking about balanced scoring earlier with the Keene State Owls women's. I mean, Keene State is purely the equilibrium of Division III basketball offense. They got balanced scoring on both men's and women's teams. This is going to be a phenomenal game to watch, and it's going to be a real treat to get to see Nate Stitchell, the Coventry native, who is leading the Owls in scoring this season. We're also going to get to see Tariki Carter, one of only 4 All-Americans in the history of Rhode Island colleges, here as an assistant coach for the Owls. So a real treat all around, local ball even on Keene State.
Absolutely. And as the clock winds down here, we just want to say thank you to the lone senior on the Anchormen this year, Mike Neal, who of course hasn't been able to play this year, had a heart condition, had to have a pacemaker put in his heart, and he has been here faithfully every single game with the team, pumping the team up, being that senior leader that they didn't have on the floor. And we just want to say thank you to Mike Neal for your great career here. We love you and hope you're the best for you.
And also thank you for that phenomenal pass off the backboard to himself dunk in pregame warm-ups. That was great to watch.
Absolutely. And of course, momentarily they will honor him right here at courtside, as he is the only senior this year. And like we said, with the heart condition, unable to play, must have really hurt. Mike Neal, one of the best we've seen, best center that we've seen in a long time, and one of the most selfless players also. Coach would ask him to come off the bench. He'd say whatever's good for the team. Just the epitome of a great team player.
That's what you need, especially at this level of basketball. You need somebody who's willing to be a great team player and not just somebody who's there, you know, to be a star and to score as much as he can.
Absolutely. And with that, we'll send you courtside where they're going to honor Mike Neal and announce tonight's starting lineups.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good afternoon and welcome to the Murray Center for today's game between the Keene State College Owls and your Rhode Island College Anchormen. Today is also Senior Day, a day in which we honor these student athletes that will be graduating at the end of the school year. A Providence, Rhode Island native, our lone senior has been an instrumental part of the success here at Rhode Island College. In all rookie selection during his freshman season, he's been a part of 2 Little East Conference tournament title teams, 1 regular season championship, and has competed in 2 NCAA tournaments. For his career, he's appeared in 79 games, starting 66 of them. He scored 284 points, grabbed 254 rebounds, swiped 32 steals, and recorded 17 blocks. He's averaged 3.6 points and 3.2 rebounds per game for his career. Escorted by his family, ladies and gentlemen, number 45, Mike Neal. And ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineups. First for the Keene State College Owls. At guard, 6'1", junior number 14, Lucas Hamill. At guard, 5'8", senior number 1, Nate Stitchell. At forward, a 6'3", freshman number 5, Ty Nickel. At forward, a 6'4", junior number 0, Matt Ozella. And at center, a 6-foot senior number 40, Nate Howard. Head coach, Keene State, Ryan Keene.
We are war. We are war.
So Nick, as we were about to get underway here, great pregame celebration for Mike Neal. And it'll be
Breaking it down in the middle of that huddle right
absolutely.
there. Not too bad, not too bad.
It'll be
Probably some shabby dancing from guys. That wasn't bad.
Britton, Green, Carwin, Tribble, and Campbell. That familiar starting lineup for the Anchormen, and it'll be Ozella, Stitchell, Nichols, Hamill, and Howard for Keene State.
Nate Stitchell, of course, the local guy, getting a big cheer from the crowd here. Probably some family and friends, or just being a familiar face. It's going to be a tough tip-off to win. That's for sure.
It'll be Campbell and Howard.
Campbell listed at 6'5". Looks like a shooting guard next to Howard.
That he does. And we are underway. Tip-off obviously won by Keene State.
Yeah.
And Stitchell passes it out.
Could have almost
to
said nothing
Nichols.
on that.
Back to Stitchell, fakes the three, now gets it back to Nichols. He passes to Howard. Howard down low to Stitchell and back up to Hamill and back to Hamill and to Howard. Howard driving in, left side, off the board for two.
For a 7-footer, that's a hell of a move. Put the ball on the floor right there. Throw that up left-handed. Good ball handling right there. Great job by Howard.
Carwin with the ball, top of the key, passes to Green. Green looking around, finds Tribble. Tribble hands it back off to Green. Step back jumper is good.
The dominant force that is Chris Green keeps rolling, folks, this season.
Hamill with the ball. Looking for somebody, finds Nichols. Back to Hamill. Now he finds Ozella. Ozella moving down low, passing it down low to Nichols, back to the corner to Ozella. Finds Hamill to Stitchell. Stitchell passes it off to Ozella, back to Hamill, and try to get it to Howard, but picked off by Carwin. Now Carwin driving in left side. Little runner left hand, no good. And good attempt by Tribble to go and rise up above Howard.
Even in bad position, got himself the ball, but
Stitchell with the ball.
Quickly.
Passes to Nichols, who gets it to Hamill, and back to Nichols, who drives in. A good play by Tribble getting their hands on it. So he was trying to go down low to Ozella.
One thing you have to be scared about is on the possession earlier, you saw Stitchell just blow right by Tribble, and Tribble's the premium defender for the Anchormen. Need to make sure that he locks down on Stitchell, especially how fast Nate is.
Hamill hands it to Howard, off the board for two.
That's
and you know
going
what?
to start to be a problem.
At 7 feet, that could be the deciding factor.
Yeah. You don't see much of that in Division III. A 7-foot guy who's got handles like that and a great left hand.
Green passes it to Campbell, and it's swiped away by Howard. And Nichols gets it up to Ozella. A nice turnaround spin move off the board for 2.
He's got the flow, so he got the spin move going. That's a flock of hair that guy's got in his head, I'll tell you that much.
Carwin gets it to Green. Green moving around the screen from Tribble. He's gonna take the 3. No good, in and out. No good on Tribble on the putback, but gets his own rebound and puts it back up for 2.
Tribble playing pass to himself right there, being able to get the ball to himself over to the defender and just put it right in. Nice and easy off the right side of the backboard.
Howard back to Hamill. Now back to Nichols, back to Hamill again. Behind the 3-point line, drives in, and pass intended for Stitchell gets picked off by Fritzen, who goes up for 2.
Good finish by Jimmy right there, and great way to anticipate that Stitchell is who the offense is gonna run through. So they were gonna go back to the top to him. Great way to just pick that off.
Anchorman coming out of the gate with that 2-3 zone.
Gonna need it against 7 feet.
Absolutely. Ball in the corner to Ozella. And now Hamill with it. I think they're gonna call him for a carry.
I believe so. Yes, they did.
Campbell to inbound. And Carwin with it. Carwin moving up left side. Now looking for Green. And he drives in himself instead. Off the board, no good. Ball is loose. And Stitchell comes up with it.
Tough no call there by the officials. It looked like there was a lot of contact. Could go either way, but would like to see the Anchormen getting those calls.
Ozella to Nichols. Passes to Howard and back out. And that'll be off.
Good job by
Fritzen.
Good job by Fritzen just to get it away any way you can. If your hands are there, you can still stop the ball from going inside.
Nichols to inbound, and he does. To Hamill and passes it back to Nichols. Nichols looking around, finds Howard. Howard back to Stitchell, fakes the 3, gets to the corner to Ozella, dumps it down to Howard, and it's taken away. Fritzen comes up with the ball.
Low pass right there, not that flexible.
Carwin, deep 3, got it.
Great shot. As I call that pickup, that's a swag step. He swagged right into that 3 right there.
Hamill to Stitchell, back to Hamill, now to Howard. He gets it out to Nichols for 3, no good. Off the backboard. Green comes up with a rebound. And good pass down to Campbell, who says it goes out of bounds off of Campbell.
That's an interesting call. That looked like it was off of Ozella. Good job of Ozella getting back though on defense, running the floor with Campbell.
Edwards comes into the game for Ozella. Nichols passes to Hamill, back to Nichols, to Stitchell, back to Nichols, to Edwards. Back left side to Hamill, who drives baseline and hands it to Howard. Howard, no good on that shot. But Edwards comes up with the rebound, and it'll be jump ball. Nope, they're gonna get Campbell for the foul.
Speaking of hairdos, I wouldn't want to meet Nichols in a video game. Very Dragon Ball Z-ish hair right there. It's a little scary, honestly.
Roosevelt Scheider and Jason Jones into the game for the Anchormen for Gianni Carwin and Justin Campbell. Nice no-look pass from Stitchell to Howard. Howard, no good that time. Good defense played by Jones and Green. Fritzen now brings it up, finds Green for 3. Got it.
Not even thinking about it twice. That's what the Anchormen need to do. Don't think about it twice. Take the shot when you get it.
And when Green heats up, he heats up.
And that's good. That's what the Anchormen need today. Totally different game so far than our first game in this doubleheader today. Nice to see the Anchormen doubling up the Owls right out of the gate.
So exactly 5 minutes gone here in the first half. 12-6 to score, Anchormen leading. Last time these two teams played each other, Jimmy Fritzen had 19 points. Chris Green and Roosevelt Scheider both had 13 as the Anchormen lost 71-64.
Now we haven't seen Scheider yet in this game, but he's going to be a big part of the offense going down the stretch. Because when guys start to get tired, when Green and Fritzen are getting worn down a little bit, you're going to need Roosevelt to step in, attack the hoop, and shoot those J's as he normally does. Obviously, last game he went 3 for 8 from 3. Going to need that right back.
Absolutely.
3 threes last time they faced the Owls from Scheider, Fritzen, and Green. So, got to keep shooting the lights out. That's the idea.
And Roosevelt Scheider, we haven't seen much of it this season, but he, at least last year, was a fantastic three-point shooter, three-point specialist was Roosevelt Scheider.
I think he's been focusing more on attacking the hoop. You see him in the gym a lot. He's been working on his upper body strength and just been strengthening his body a lot, making sure he can attack the rim more and play good defense.
Ozella passes it out. Now Edwards with it. Edwards sizing up. They're going to get a foul on Jones. Jones is not happy with the call.
Tough call there. Jones did force his hand a little bit into the shot, so good call by the official.
First is up and is good from Edwards.
Keene State number 35, Jaquel Edwards, the second of his 2 shots.
Second is up and is good.
He's now 4 for 4 from the line this year against the Anchormen.
Fritzen moving left side on Hamill. Hands it off to Green. Fritzen to Green. Green looking for Scheider and finds him. Now Scheider looking for somebody, finds Fritzen. Fritzen left side behind the three-point line. He's going to pull up, take a three. He's going to be well short. And Nichols comes up with that rebound. Hamill passes down to Ozella. Tries driving baseline and passes it up to Nichols, who gets it to the corner to Stitchell for 3, no good. Rebound comes down to Edwards. Now Hamill passes it to Nichols. Back up to Stitchell. And Edwards now with it. Back to Stitchell. Passes down to Nichols. Little runner is good.
Great job putting that ball in the corner, and Nichols putting it right on the floor and attacking the hoop. Keene State initially missed an opportunity with Stitchell being open for a while in the corner, but then he got the shot and it was rushed by them.
Foul's going to be called on Hamill. Malcolm Smith will come into the game along with Gianni Carwin. And Tipton comes into the game for Keene State. And Alex Cruz will also check in for Terrence Tribble.
Chris Green and Jimmy Fritzen obviously on the bench now.
Cruz with the ball. Finds Carwin, who's unable to handle it, and it's taken away by Tipton. Tipton, nice move to go up for 2.
Too easy to give that ball away right there, but great job by Tipton attacking over the defender right there and just putting it up high off the backboard as well as he could.
Carwin to Scheider. Scheider pulls up inside the three-point line and knocks it down for 2.
Scheider's got a great move to his left side. That lower body strength allows him to pull up so strongly.
Stitchell. Nice pass down low. And good defense by Jones, too. But Nichols was just able to go up for 2.
The left block seems to be pretty susceptible right now in the Anchormen defense, as that's 2 times Nichols just been able to attack from that side of the rim.
Carwin.
Kane wants a call, he won't get it.
Scheider for 3, no good, way off.
Tough shot, too much leg motion into that right there by Scheider. Got to be a little bit more set.
Not sure why they really wanted that call. It was a clear flop.
Yeah.
Very clearly. Campbell will check back in momentarily for the Anchormen. Stitchell with the ball left side behind the three-point line. Finds Ozella. Ozella, nice block by Jones.
Great job by Jones anticipating it. Really knew it was coming his way as soon as it left the hand. It's awesome to read that. Had plenty of time to decide where it was going too.
Nichols looking to inbound. Gets it into Stitchell, back to Nichols for 2.
I'd like to retract my statement about the left block being susceptible. I think it's Nichols right now.
Absolutely.
Not enough attention on Nichols. Nichols is just too easily getting inside and scoring underneath the hoop.
Carwin, top of the key, moving in right side. And they're going to call an offensive foul.
That's a horrible call.
That is a horrible call. Tipton clearly inside of the circle.
His feet weren't even set.
Feet weren't set, was inside.
Bad. Horrible, horrible call.
That it was. Coach Burns takes the timeout. He's not happy about the call either. 16-14, Keene State.
You can see the pure excitement in the Owls bench right there. It's like a gimme call. Got it for free. Free 99, as Kanye would say.
And they know it.
It's calls like that when the possession changes so freely like that, when teams are able to capitalize. That's what hurts teams, and that's what's going to hurt the Anchormen right here. They can't let the Owls defeat them when they're down with bad calls like that.
11:58 to go in the half. 16-14, Keene State. Tipton with the ball, bringing it up the court. Passes to Nichols. Nichols back to Edwards, to Tipton along the left wing. Now kicks it to the corner to Ozella and back out to Tipton. Passes to Stitchell, back to Tipton. A nice pass to Edwards. Shot no good. And Malcolm Smith with the rebound.
Ball movement is clearly a big piece of this Owls offense. About 8 or 9 passes on that last possession right there. You can see why there's 6 guys averaging 10 points or more every game.
Carwin back with the ball again. Moves right side behind the three-point line and back up to Smith. Smith now driving in, hands it down to Carwin. Great pass. Carwin, no good.
Great
Edwards
pass,
comes up with
tough
the rebound.
spot to receive the ball in and try and make a quality shot.
Tipton to Stitchell for 3, no good. Rebound to Zella. Back out to Tipton, to Nichols.
Good job by Scheider not to let Stitchell get going here early on in the game. Tribble and Scheider have been swapping on and off of him.
Stitchell has yet to score. Their leading scorer, of course, 15.5 points a game. Stitchell now in the corner with the passes to Edwards. Edwards up for 2.
Somehow finished that falling down, just threw it high off the backboard and got the angle perfect on the inside of the rim. Tough break for the Anchormen right there.
Carwin with the ball. Passes left to Scheider. Scheider at the top of the key. Moves it back to Smith for 3. It's well off.
The Anchormen need to take more advantage of these outside shots right now. You see 3 or 4 guys at any time inside the paint for the Owls. They're clogging the lane as much as they can, so they need to get themselves open on the perimeter and try and create some better opportunities for them further out.
Absolutely. Fritzen back into the game along with Green and Tribble. Full starting lineup out there for the Anchormen. Tipton passes the corner to Ozella. Nice pass to Howard. Howard working through traffic for 2.
Impossible to defend that. Doesn't matter how many guys are on him. He's got good hands and he's 7 feet. He's got 6 or 7 inches on every other guy on the Anchorman squad at any given time.
Tribble with the ball at the right elbow. Hands it off to Green. Green loses the ball, but Carwin comes up with it. Carwin. Runner under pressure, good.
Good shot to attack the paint when you can get it. The Owls have been clogging the paint so far. Nice for them to notice that and penetrate as soon as they could.
Howard passes down low to Ozella, knocked out of bounds by Tribble. It'll stay Keene State ball, 9:15 to go in the half.
And here we've seen a little bit of a swing. Early the Anchormen were up 12-6. Now obviously the Owls up by 4. The Owls are changing the pace of the game in front of the Anchormen, letting them get too set, the Anchormen are.
Howard with the ball, passes it back to Hamill. And the jump ball is going to be called. It'll go Anchorman way. Other couple of calls that could have been made were a 3-second violation and a moving screen. The jump ball will be called.
So we'll have to remember that if there's no other possession arrow in this half. We'll have to remember that the Owls will get the ball at the half even though they won the tip.
Now, yes, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Green, the three,
Last
no
game
good.
we were a little confused on that.
Yes.
Oh.
Monster block by Howard on Campbell.
I think he blocked that with his elbow.
Hamill. Back up to Tipton. To Ozella in the corner. Good play by Tribble to knock it out of bounds.
You can see Mike Neal right now up from the Anchorman bench doing a little bit of coaching with Coach Burns. That's good to see. He's really into it.
Absolutely. Nichols. No good on the shot. Rebound comes down to Green. Green to Fritzen. Behind the three-point line. Right wing. Moving up the screen from Tribble. Steps back now. Passes it away to Carwin. Carwin behind the three-point line. Passes it back to Campbell. Loses it out of bounds.
Didn't look like it was out yet, to be quite honest with you.
That it did not. It would have been a backcourt violation anyways.
Yeah.
(2016) the score. 8:06 to go first half. Hamill with the ball. Looking for Nichols and finds him. Now ball down low, passes it back out to Hamill. Hamill driving baseline, now kicks it back out to Nichols. Finds Tipton, back to Howard. Out to Ozella. Ozella drives baseline, kicks it up to Hamill, who's got an open three. High arcing shot, no good.
And Tribble had called him out right there and told his teammates that he was out there on the wing free and open, but no one slid out to defend him.
Carwin with the ball. Hands it off to Green. Now Carwin passes to Tribble. Tribble hands it back to Green. Green pulls up. Shot is no good. Rebound, Ozella.
Green's gone a little cold here now. Need the heat right back up.
Nichols loses the ball, but they're going to call a foul. Foul's going to be on Green.
Can you say bailout on that play right there, Mike? That was a bailout call by the officials. Nichols was in bad position, forcing himself to the rim. Didn't really get hit hard.
And they're going to say the foul was at the shot, too. I also don't agree with.
Yeah.
He misses it first, however. Jones comes into the game. Stitcher will come back into the game for Keene State. Second is also no good. Jones with the rebound, hands it off to Fritzen. Fritzen hands it off. Carwin. Right side beyond the three-point line. Kicks it left side to Fritzen. Fritzen drives in, hands it down to Campbell. And a foul's going to be called on Howard. And another one that didn't look like much contact.
That looked like a clean block, to be quite honest with you. Nice, though, of you, the Anchorman. Finally, a free call. They seem to always go the other way, don't they, Mike?
They do. Does normally seem one-sided. First is up, and it's good from Campbell.
Campbell looks like a catcher taking those free throws out there. He gets pretty far down.
Very unorthodox style.
Yeah.
All the way down to the ground before he comes up and releases.
For a 6'5" guy, I figure you wouldn't need that energy lift, but hey, it gets your shot going, whatever works.
And Edwards came up with the rebound. Nichols passes to Hamill. He gets it up to Stitchell. Stitchell now with it again, passes it left side to Nichols, down to Howard, to Edwards, and a nice block by Campbell before Howard gets the rebound and goes up for two.
Missed opportunity there. Campbell had hit that a little bit more to the right. That would have hit right off the backboard, or he deflected pretty far out. Would have been out of Howard's reach, but too close. Howard was able to just recover it.
Out of bounds, it'll stay Anchorman ball. As Coach Burns calls out a play. Fritzen. Moves in left side, takes the jumper, no good. Rebound goes out of bounds off of Howard.
Fritzen was sizing up his defender from the second he touched the ball right there.
Yeah, he was.
And it looked like he was forcing it a little bit too much because he wanted the shot right away, but when he couldn't find it, he just threw it up.
Carwin inbound. He gets it into Fritzen. He's out of bounds. And a timeout will be taken. 6 minutes to go in the half. 22-17 the score. Pretty close game.
Finally, you need a close game.
Absolutely.
You need to be up. You need to have a high scoring game as you can if you're the Anchormen, especially since that's exactly what Keene State is predicated on.
Absolutely. They average about 80 points a game.
Yeah. Now it's been nice that the Owls haven't really capitalized on their set offense so far, even though they've been able to move the ball. They've been passing the ball 6 or 7 times every possession they've had it when they've gone set. The Anchormen just haven't let them capitalize on those as much as they normally do. Right about now, you normally see a lot more points from Keene State because they're able to recognize that, and they're able to, because they're moving the ball so much, guys inadvertently become open at points. And the Anchormen have done a great job of not letting those easy shots go up, even though they've been moving the ball as much as they have.
So it'll be Green, Jones, Campbell, and then it'll be Carwin and Fritzen up at the top of the key for the Anchormen. As the Anchormen stay with that 2-3 zone. Hamill hands it off to Stitchell, who gets it to Nichols. Nichols to Stitchell. Nice no-look pass to Hamill, gets it to Howard, back to Nichols. Stitchell for 3. No good.
Stitchell just looks off right now.
And Edward goes out of bounds.
Chalk it up to good defense or maybe a poor warm-up, but looks good. Doesn't look good. It looks good for the Anchormen.
Carwin moves left side. Now moves right near the top of the key. Finds Jones, who looks for Fritzen. Can't get it to him off that tight defense from Hamill. Gets it to Green instead. Green, shot no good. Rebounded by Nichols, who presses up the court. Gets it to Stitchell. Stitchell to Hamill, who passes it away to nobody. Looks like a miscommunication on the offense of Keene State there.
Yeah, 7 to 8 feet away and over everybody else right there. If you're the Anchormen right now, you need to try and set your offense a little bit better and get Chris Green some solid set open shots right now, because everything he's been doing is off the dribble and just hasn't been able to knock him down.
Fritzen for 3, no good. Foul's gonna be called.
It's on Jones right there, correct?
Foul is gonna be on Green.
Oh, I thought it was the other one where Jones reached over, to be quite honest with you.
Smith and Scheider both into the game. Now Nichols with it. Passes it right side to Hamill, back to Nichols. Now Hamill passes back to Nichols again. Looking for Ozella, and it's picked off. Scheider brings it up right side behind the 3-point line. And passes it back to Carwin. Terrence Tribble checking momentarily. Carwin to Scheider. Scheider for 3. No good. Rebound Jones. They say he's out of bounds.
Tough shot after tough shot for the Anchormen. They haven't been able to set themselves up. Quality shots is the name of the game today against the Owls.
Hamill up to Nichols and over to Stitchell. Back up to Nichols, back to Stitchell. Stitchell drives inside the three-point line, now takes it back out. Back to Edwards and back to Stitchell to Hamill, who passes inside to Ozella. Back to Stitchell. Long three is no good. Rebound, Jones. And Carwin with it. Carwin hands it off to Smith. Back to Carwin in the corner. Scheider. Scheider driving in left side, steps back. Gives it to Jones. Back to Carwin. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Carwin off the glass, no good. And a foul is going to be called on Edwards, I believe.
It's a great offensive board by Smith right there.
Carwin passes in.
For sure.
And now Carwin with it again. Near the top of the key is Carwin, close to center court, more naturally. Now gives it to Scheider. Back to Carwin, left side to Smith. Smith being guarded by Hamill. Steps in, takes the shot, knocks it down.
The Anchormen so far, it just seems like even though when they are setting up, they're passing it around a lot, there isn't a lot of aggressiveness towards the three-point line or towards the paint. It just seems to be, let's get one guy available and hopefully he can drive successfully.
Ozella to Stitchell to Nichols, back to Stitchell, back to Ozella, corner, three, no good. Rebound Smith, who brings it up the court. And Smith passes to Carwin, he's got an open three, he knocks it down.
Got it.
We got a tie game, 22 apiece. 2:18 to go in the half.
Great job by the Anchormen to do what they do best, which is get out there and have good shots on the fast break and have speedy opportunities on offense. That last offensive possession, though, for Keene State was phenomenal. They pushed the ball back and forth 3 times between 3 guys before they got the shot off.
Absolutely.
Even though the shot was missed in the corner by Ozella, that was a phenomenal job to just move the ball around and around and around.
That it was.
But the Anchormen really need to look and maybe try and clone that Owls offense right now and step up towards the arc a little bit more. I know the Owls are pushing them up, but they need to position themselves better to get those opportunities to maybe set themselves up to drive into an open lane.
Absolutely. Great ball movement, both teams so far.
Yeah, same type of ball movement, just in a different position.
Yes.
Basically.
And Stitchell with the ball, passes it to Nichols. Nichols down to the corner to Ozella and back up to Stitchell again. Stitchell moving on right side, passes down to the corner to Ozella. And now Nichols with it. Back out to Tipton, to Howard, to Stitchell. He's gonna have to take the shot. No, he passes to Howard instead. Shot does beat the shot clock. Shot was no good, goes off the rim. Smith came down with it. Scheider to Carwin.
Good job by the Anchormen wearing down right there, getting that shot clock down to 1 second essentially.
Carwin in the corner, brings it back out to Smith. Smith brings it back out and up to Carwin.
Ozella giving Smith absolutely nothing right there.
Carwin drives in left side, and another block from Howard.
See, that's a tough part for the Anchormen to have to deal with, is even when you do get those shots that you can go into the paint on, Howard's still there. And that's an issue.
Ozella passes to Nichols to Tipton and inside to Howard. Passes down low to Ozella for 2.
Great pass by Howard. That reminds me of Henry Sims, former center for Georgetown. He was a great passer from around the free throw line. That's exactly what that play by Howard reminded me of.
And it's great to see some former players in the house here tonight. Of course, Victor Smith just walked in. We've seen Eric Aline. Of course, Tariki Carter, who is assistant coach for Keene State.
Yep. Great to see the alumni coming out.
And Malcolm Smith called for travel.
Often that gets lost in the equation of a commuter college, but you want to be connected to your college as much as you can. And that's good to see alumni coming back and checking out the team. We've seen the Murray Center kind of pack in just as much as the women's game did earlier today right now.
Nichols passes over to Stitchell, back to Nichols. As time just about to run out in this half. Keene State can virtually hold the last shot.
Probably want to get the ball to Stitchell, hopefully get him going right about now, but I don't think they will be able to. They do.
Stitchell for three. Got it. And that's going to be the end of the first half. The score, Keene State 27, Rhode Island College 22. Stick around as we will have the second half of action coming right up. Welcome back to the Murray Center, ladies and gentlemen, for the second half of this Little East Conference matchup where your Rhode Island College Anchormen are down by 5 points to the Keene State Owls. 27-22 is the score. And Nick, what can you take away from that first half?
First half is probably actually a lot better than what the Anchormen thought they were going to come out and perform like against Keene State. They probably learned a lot at halftime. I hope that Coach Burns did exactly what he needed to do in telling the team about set offenses and set defenses, because they need to penetrate a lot more inside, and they need to find creative ways to do that against Howard.
Absolutely.
There's no two ways of putting it with this Howard guy. 7 feet tall, it's just hard to play against any way you slice it, and that guy's got great hands. So,
and of course,
really that's going to be the center of this second half.
If Rhode Island College can come out with this win tonight, February 23rd in the quarterfinals, they will face the University of Southern Maine, who's surprisingly in second place in the Little East Conference. Very strange, as it would normally either be, you know, Keene State, Eastern Connecticut State University, but Southern Maine with an explosive season this year, so hopefully Rhode Island College can come away with that victory. If not, they'll be facing Keene State.
The Anchormen just need to do what they do best here and correct what they did wrong in the first half.
Absolutely.
And that's what it boils down to.
And we are underway. Hamill with the ball. Passes out to Howard. Out beyond the three-point line to Nichols, back to Hamill, right side. Hamill passes back to Nichols and looks for Howard. Howard passes to Nichols, and a foul is going to be called on the floor.
Tough call there.
And you know, another thing that I've noticed is when they're getting in trouble on offense and when they're having a hard time, they just get it to Howard in the middle, and he really directs that offense.
Yeah.
Being 7 feet tall, he can look over everybody and get the pass where it needs to be. Howard with the shot is good.
Good jump shot. And that's like I was saying earlier, it reminds me a lot of Henry Sims, who now, I believe he still plays for the 76ers. I could be wrong. He's still in the NBA for sure. But he was one of the best big guys who would pass in pretty much any conference in the NCAA. He was in the Big East, of course, and it was just nice to watch somebody who actually cared about passing it that was over 6'10".
Carwin, nice pass down to Tribble, who tries the no-look pass to Green, but Stitchell comes away with it. He passes up to Hamill. Hamill back to Ozella, and back to the corner to Hamill. Stitchell to Hamill, fakes the shot and gets it to Stitchell. Deep three is good.
Stitchell's clearly come out with that energy I was talking about. He wanted to go into the half with at least a point. He got that three going into the half, and now he gets one coming out of it. And you just don't want to let him go, get going. That's the guy right there that you want to stop. Now, you don't want to focus too much on him, of course, but he's going to be the most creative player on their offense. He's going to be the one that's going to attack almost every time to the hoop. So need to continue to stop him and not let that go. That shot, albeit was 3 or 4 feet behind the line, but you got to get up on it.
It was.
Yeah.
Very deep three there from Stitchell.
And I remember when I mentioned earlier about how Terrence on the first, I think it was the first or second play of the game, where Stitchell just blew right by him.
Absolutely.
I know that's going to be a fear for the Anchormen defending Stitchell, but when he gets down low and when he attacks like that, they need to defend that. They need to go at it hard because he doesn't have a floater. He's going to go all the way to the rim once he gets past his defender.
Carwin. Back up and out. Near center court is Carwin. finds Green. Green for three. No good. Howard with the rebound. And now Stitchell with the ball.
A lot of attention being drawn to Green. Last 6 or 7 shots.
Howard finds Ozella. Shot no good. Wild on that. Howard comes up with a rebound. He goes up and will get to the line.
Howard pulled that one back to his hip. Wasn't a good shot. But luckily for him, he got that call.
And Howard really could be the unsung hero with incredible numbers at the end of this game, already in double digits for points. He's got to be close with rebounds and blocks also.
Hard to go unsung when you look like a skyscraper compared to everybody else.
That's true. But if you're silently dishing out the ball also.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's also got quite a few assists in this game.
The offense seems to have 2 different types of sets when it comes to the Owls. They run the offense through the top, through Stitchell behind the three-point line, or they'll be running it through Howard at the free throw line. And you just got to be ready for both of those set offenses. They've really been mixing it up so much that the Anchormen have been thoroughly confused the entire time.
Carwin finds Jones. Jones hands it off to Green. Green pulls up. Jumper is no good. Rebound Howard. And Stitchell brings it up the court. No good, but Howard with the throws it down.
Fun part about that is Howard barely left the ground to do that.
Absolutely.
I think Green needs to look to move the ball a little bit more when he gets it for the Anchorman. He needs to tone down the shots right now. He's just not dropping. Or attack the hoop, get himself to the line, get that shot back.
Fritzen for three. Off right with it. Jones no good but on the putback. Gets his own rebound, and Howard may have gotten a piece of that shot also.
I hope he's getting a piece of most shots that are being deflected. If not, he's doing something wrong.
Howard passes it out to Nichols. Nichols back down to Howard. No good. Good defense by Tribble and Jones.
Not giving him any room right there to go easy and get his hand towards the rim. He had to get creative there and try a spin off. He didn't spin it enough, so he didn't get it.
Green looking for Fritzen and finds him. Rhode Island College really with no designated point guard. Green, Fritzen, and Carwin can all run the floor.
And I think that's why you're seeing the play that you're seeing right now.
Tribble good on a jumper inside the free throw line.
Good shot. He got lucky there that he didn't get swiped on that in between the legs dribble at the free throw line. Normally that's a case of built for disaster.
Absolutely.
Got lucky.
Ozella, no look pass to Hamill behind the three-point line. Passes it out to Stitchell. Thought about the three, but gives it down to Ozella for the three.
Don't want to let another guy get going. Stitchell's real happy that Ozella dropped that one, because now I think Stitchell realizes he's not the only perimeter threat now. Don't want to let Ozella get going like that. That's not good for the Anchormen.
Fritzen's pass is no good to Tribble and is picked off by Stitchell. And, you know, foul's going to be called on Carwin, but can't say it was a bad play.
No, not at all. Surprised Stitchell didn't go up with his left hand right there. It looked pretty early on like Stitchell didn't have a clear lane to attack the rim, so you can tell he's not that confident with his left hand, so hopefully the Anchormen are able to pick up on that and force him to his left a lot more.
First is up and is good.
He's an 85% free throw shooter, so you expect him to hit most of what he's going to take today.
Shaquem Corr-Smith into the game along with Malcolm Smith. So both Smiths on the floor, along with Roosevelt Scheider, Green, and Tribble. Second is up and no good. Rebound Tribble. Green looking around. Hands it off to Scheider. Scheider behind the three-point line, passes up to Shaquem Smith. Now Tribble with it. Looking for Green, finds Green. And a travel's gonna be called.
Not much to say there, to be honest with you.
What can you
Just
do?
another bad possession.
That it was.
Like you said earlier, the point you made about no real set point guard, because there's no real set point guard, the offense is confusing itself basically, and they're tangling themselves up.
Nichols to Howard. Off the board, no good. Ozello with the rebound, gets it to Stitchell for three. No good. Rebound Smith.
Lucky no call earlier when Howard was attacking the rim right there. Looked like there was a little contact on the hand.
Green for three, well short. Rebound Hamill. And a double dribble called.
Interesting. I was
Obstructed
looking at
view.
Malcolm Smith in the backcourt who had something happen to him. I don't know what Keene State player did it, but knocked him down. He was on the floor. Wasn't paying attention too hard. But Green on that last play had a good opportunity to go to the rim. He really should have attacked more. You got to get to the rim in a situation like that, especially since he hasn't hit his last 8 or 9 shots.
Scheider passes to Smith in the corner. Smith steps back. Thought about the three, but gets it down to Shaquem Smith. Right hook, no good. Rebound Edwards.
Tough shot by Smith right there. He didn't really have full secureness of that ball.
Deep three from Stitchell's no good.
Stitchell really wants something right now. Forced the last 2 threes.
Deep three seems to be his high percentage shot.
Yeah. But
Scheider
you can-
passes up the open three, now takes it. No good. Foul's going to be called.
what you said about Stitchell right there, that being his high percentage shot, it's also because that's his high volume shot. So you're going to naturally knock down a few, but seen him take probably way too many.
Absolutely forcing him.
Yeah.
Now they do get the ball into Smith.
Close to a 5-second there.
Malcolm Smith with the ball. Looking around, finds Tribble and back to Green. Green takes the three, knocks it down.
Well, if he's going to get going that way, might as well do it. That was a
Stitchell.
good shot.
And as Coach Burns has said, that offense really is built around Chris Green.
I would hope so. Most
Tipton
talented
passes.
guy on the offense, clearly.
Edwards for three, no good. Short on the shot, Stitchell taps the rebound down to Howard. Now Tipton. And Stitchell comes up with it, passes down to Edwards. And great defensive play. However, Howard gets the rebound and goes up for two.
Tough. That drive forced Smith to put his backside on the offense, and that created the opportunity to put the putback right in easily because he didn't have enough time to turn around and get back on D.
Scheider hands it off to Smith. Smith, jumper no good. Rebound comes down. Good play by Shaquem Smith, but he's going to be called for travel. And Campbell will come into the game for Tribble. And Carwin will come in for Green.
Gotta get Chris a little bit of a break right here, get his mindset going towards maybe when he comes back in, driving the hoop as much as he can.
And Alex Cruz will come in for Shaquem Smith. Tipton with the ball, passes it right side, back to Tipton now. Back to Nichols, back to Tipton. Now to Howard, to Stitchell. And good defensive play by Scheider, knocking out the ball. Campbell able to come up with it. He gets it to Carwin.
Great job by Scheider to recognize that Stitchell has been kind of putting his wrist over the ball when he's been dribbling left. And
Carwin's jumper's no good. Rebound comes down to Howard.
good job by the sophomore just to pick up on that and make that play happen.
And you know, Howard's got to be closing in on a triple-double.
Oh, for sure. I think when you talk about Division III, that's about as talented as it's going to get.
Absolutely.
Sure, he has an advantage, but it's hard to make a 7-footer have those sort of hands and that sort of ball control on both offense and defense. The guy's really paying attention everywhere at all times. He's just a phenomenal player. Because a lot of guys at this level could be 7 feet and get lackadaisical and let themselves just be a novelty of sorts and let the
Absolutely.
ball come to them and let's see what happens. But Howard is clearly a high IQ player. I like that about him. Fun watching him so far.
12:38 to go in regulation. 41-27 the score. We'll see if Rhode Island College can come out running after this timeout.
The Anchormen are going to need to just push the floor on this play. On this first play right out of the timeout when they first get the ball next, because that's what they need. They need to set a tone. Plus, the advantage they have is if they can go out and push the offense as fast as possible, Howard might not be back and the height might not be there in the paint, and be able to have a better opportunity at going right to the rim, because so far you've seen mostly every shot that the Anchormen have put in has been from either mid-range or further out, and that needs to change a little bit. You need to get to the rim. You got a lot of powerful guys on this offense, so you want to use that.
Tipton with the ball, passes up to Hamill and over to Ozella. Ozella back to Hamill, top of the key. Now Tipton with the driving baseline, try the up and under. Good play by Malcolm Smith. Campbell gets it up to Carwin.
Hopefully this change of offensive players for the Anchormen will be able to create some sort of chemistry, and rather than having the ball move through one or two guys in ISO situations, maybe they'll shift it around now.
And Alex Cruz goes up for 2.
And that's just what you saw right there, just what I was talking about 5 passes on that play right there. You just want to move it around, have some team chemistry on offense.
41-29. As Nichols goes up for 2.
Nichols is what I call a hole player. Every time there's a hole in the defense, he takes advantage of it.
Malcolm Smith, top of the key, takes the 3. No good. Rebound comes down to Ozella.
Looked uncomfortable when he released that right there because the defender came out on him hard.
And great play by Carwin to knock the ball loose on the pass. Carwin pulls up for 3. No good that time. Rebound comes down to Edwards.
Bad shot by Garwin there. Bad shot decision. Way too much time on the clock to take a forced shot like that.
Ozella passes out. Shot is good from Hamill.
That's another guy. Can't have everybody get going now.
Carwin moving around that double screen. Out to Scheider. Scheider to Cruz and to Smith. Smith looking for the screen from Cruz, and there it is. And Smith pulls up, knocks it down.
That was still good defense by Nichols, but great job by Smith just to put that right over Nichols' head. Especially tough with that hair, I'll tell you that much, but that was a great job by Smith. Have no fear. I am here, Malcolm Smith.
46-31 the score. And 10:36 to go in regulation.
Plenty of time.
Rhode Island College just has to play their game.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to.
And Chris Green was at the scorer's table, so I assume he's coming back in.
Green along with Fritzen.
I hope right now there's a discussion going on about moving that ball a lot more, even when Chris is in there. Since Chris has been so heavily defended so far, you want to give him an opportunity to have an open shot or to have an open lane. It's all about getting that shot back when it breaks down to it. And since he's the star of this team, there's no two ways about it. You know, Jimmy Fritzen may be in that position in a few years, but right now Chris is that star. And he's got to capitalize on it. He's got to play like it.
It'll be Keene State ball. Stitcher will inbound. And now Hamill with it. Ball being moved around, tipped it to Hamill, to Howard, to Ozella. Back to Tipton for 3. No good, ball gets stuck. Second time we've now seen that. It has many double headers, which is very strange.
Old rims here at the Murray Center, as you could tell. If you're listening on WXIN, you might not be able to tell, but on Anchor TV, you can see the age.
Tribble will inbound momentarily. We're all set. And Carwin with the ball. Good behind the back move from Carwin. Get it up past half court. Good screen set by Tribble as Carwin still has it. And looking for the pass to Green off the Stitchell out of bounds. Dribbled inbound. Looking for Green and finds him. Fritzen passes it down low to Campbell. Through pressure for 2.
Good job by Justin. Once he got that little bit of free space and his defender kind of backed off him for a second, he was able to just toss it up there.
Tipton back to Hamill. To Stitchell. Back to Hamill to Howard. Out to Tipton. Tipton down to Howard for 2.
Howard's great passing creates his own offense.
Carwin passes to Fritzen. Fritzen thought about the 3, now drives in left side. It's going to be a foul long before the shot.
Fritzen's got to pay attention a little bit more there to his arm. He's outstretching his arm a lot. You want to be careful. Referees will call that if they see that too many times.
That they will. Green to inbound. And he's got to get the ball, and he does to Campbell for 2.
Yeah, great job by Justin. Even though he got the pass basically underneath and further than the hoop, to just go right back up with the left hand, overreach and get off the backboard. Great job by Campbell.
Ozella to Hamill, down to Howard. Passes it down to Nichols, back to Howard. Back to Nichols to Stitchell. To Hamill, right side to Ozella. Passes down to Stitchell, nice pass to Nichols for 2.
That was a phenomenal pass by Stitchell to know that Nichols was behind him and had a few feet between himself and the defender. Just tipping it right off his hand. That was a great play.
Fritzen with the ball. Beyond the 3-point line, brings it back. There's that screen from Tribble. Fritzen looks for somebody, finds Carwin. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Carwin gonna have to take the shot. He does. He knocks it down.
Nice job by Carwin to kind of shift his feet just enough to shake that defender loose.
Hamill passes to Ozella and to Stitchell. Back to Hamill. Back to Stitchell. Thought about the 3, but passes it down low to Nichols and gets it back to Hamill. Ozella in the corner, passes to Howard. Nice pass to Stitchell, passes down low. And they're gonna call a foul as Nichols goes up for 2.
Stitchell and Nichols chemistry is an A+ right now if you're playing 2K at home, folks, because
That it is.
my God, that play earlier he made where he just tipped the ball behind his head, and then that play right there, he kicked it back twice with Howard and was able to get Nichols. He got him 6 or 7 feet right there, free space. That was awesome.
And he knocks down the foul shot.
If you're the Anchormen, right now you're thinking it's now or never. Hey, 8 minutes, less than 8 minutes actually, to make a 16-point push. The pace of the game is not in their favor right now at all. And that's not going to help you.
Tribble throws it out of bounds and a miscommunication. Green says, my fault.
Chris hasn't been too mobile today, we have to be honest with ourselves.
Stitchell thought about the 3, now gets it back. To Nichols, to Howard, back to Hamill, back to Nichols. Pull-up jumper is good.
Nichols is on fire right now. You're not going to see him shooting a 3, but mid-range and
He does have 15.
underneath the hoop. Yep.
Second on his team to Howard to 17.
It's going to be a backcourt.
Carwin trying to get too fancy with it.
I think this is going to be a big issue that the Anchormen are going to need to address going into next year. Hopefully they have some point guard recruits coming in that can be trained.
That, and keep it simple.
Yeah, try not to make too many complex plays. They're trying to do more than probably they're capable of so far in this game. Stick to your guns and do what you do best.
3 from Stitchell in the corner is no good.
Stitchell's been trying to do exactly that, stick to his guns. He hasn't been very successful from behind the arc today, but luckily he has a huge lead, so he can take those shots as much as he wants right now.
Carwin's jumper was no good. Rebound came down to Campbell, now Green with it. Green stops, pulls up, and gets a lucky roll.
Chris had his head ducked down going into that shot. That was interesting that he was able to recover so well and get that ball off the rim at all, to be quite honest with you.
Green is now in double digits with 10, along with Carwin, who's also got 10. Howard Passes to Nichols. Shot no good. Rebound tracked down by Fritzen. Fritzen will bring it up. Hands it off to Green. Green thought about the three, didn't take it. Now pulls it back out. Now Carwin passes to Tribble. Tribble sizing up with Howard. Right hook off the board is good.
Great job by Tribble. Have no fear. He's going right up against Howard. No issue for Tribble. Terrence wants to be in the U.S. Marshals, so you know he's already a tough guy.
Foul's going to be called. Malcolm Smith will come back into the game to replace Gianni Carwin.
So Ricky Carter over there looking like a head coach so far this game. I think he sat down about 20 seconds the entire game, been taking notes the whole time. Disappointing to see him here, though. That means he won't be in intramurals this year. Maybe we'll win a game this year.
Tipton's no good. Smith passes it back to Fritzen. Gets it to Green. Green stops and gives it to Campbell. Thought about the shot, gets it back to Green. Green pulls up for a three. No good. Rebound Malcolm Smith. Smith takes the three, knocks it down.
Good fake by Smith to juke his defender, make him think he was going back out to the top of the key with the ball and just launch it up there.
Lead's been cut to 11, 55-44 the score.
The Anchormen are clearly showing that they're intelligent enough on offense to get themselves 5 or 6 feet of space, but it just seems like they haven't been trying enough.
Howard passes to the corner. Now pass back to Howard. Foul's going to be before the shot.
Yeah, that was pretty clear right there. That would have been a horrible call if they call it a continuation.
That would have been.
He stopped and reset, basically. Only 11 points now, though. The Anchormen finally made that push.
Shot from Stitchel's good. Green bringing it up. Roosevelt Scheider will check in along with Ozella. Smith. Looking around.
Jimmy looks frustrated that Smith didn't give him the ball there.
And Smith draws the foul, get to the line.
Sure, there has to be team passing, but you can't get frustrated with your teammate when he decides not to pass the ball, especially when a defender is so uptight and on you as much as Fritzen's defender was.
So Smith will shoot two. First is up, and it's no good.
Free throws are key, especially right now. I mean, if the Owls are going to give you the opportunity to get to the line, have easy freebie shots, or even possibly stretch the floor in no time, they need to take advantage of it now. The clock is ticking, obviously, but faster and faster.
Second is up, and no good. Tipton passes to Ozella. He gets it back to Stitchell, left side to Tipton, and down low to Edwards.
Clearly a pretty hard foul right there.
And he'll get to the line. It's about 4 minutes to play.
Lucky no flagrant called on that, actually, because he had his arm wrapped around his neck. We have the advantage of the disadvantage of instant replay.
First is up and good from Edwards. Jones will come in the first time the second half, I believe. Campbell has played most of it.
Played really good defense in the first half, just wasn't really getting it going on offense at all. Wasn't anywhere in good position or near the rim, which is what he's predicated on. So.
And he's got years to come, freshman center.
Yeah.
Second is up and is good.
It's a young team eligibility-wise.
Hamill back into the game for Stitchell. And Green will bring it up. Being guarded by Hamill. There's a screen by Jones. Green looking for Scheider, but finds Smith instead. Smith drives. Calls out a play. Scheider thought about the three, now steps in, takes a long two, no good.
Good fake by Roosevelt, but he still didn't have a lot of space to take that shot, and that's what threw him off. His defender was able to recover a little bit, kind of get a piece of him or get near him just enough to affect his shot.
3.5 minutes remaining. 59-44 the score. Tipton back to Hamill, top of the key. Right side to Ozella. Back to Hamill to Nichols. Back to Hamill, thought about the three, but passes it off to Edwards instead, who gets it to the corner to Ozella. And up to Hamill. Hamill's gonna have to take it. He passes it off, and Tipton does get it off in time.
Nichols seems pretty confused how that possession went to the Anchorman. I thought that was pretty clear.
Again, called it out of bounds before it was out of bounds. We've seen that twice this game.
Officials clearly want to be home as soon as possible.
Smith to Green, who finds Scheider. Pass down low to Cruz, who brings it back out, now tries to drive baseline, but a foul is going to be called.
As simple as it sounds, that was a good job by Cruz to switch directions without traveling.
That it
We've
was.
seen it with both games in the doubleheader today. There's been a lot of calls on plays like that when you shift from one way to the other. The officials were on top of that. Different crew, of course, for the second game. So, but it didn't look like a travel to me at all.
Green passes to Jones. He tries to pass down low to Cruz, but it's read perfectly by Nichols. Hamill finds Nichols. Back to Hamill. Thought about the three, gets it back to Stitchell. Back to Hamill. Passes to Ozella in the corner, gets it to Nichols down low. And now to the corner to Stitchell, who knocks down a three.
Stitchell finds himself about 20 feet of space, it seems like, once again. Stitchell playing really well off the ball.
Green. Got it. Chris Green with 12 points now. Green very good off the dribble. Higher percentage than off the pass.
Yeah, hopefully next year we see him play a little bit more complete offense.
Chris Green only a sophomore.
An All-American last year in junior college. So you knew coming in he's got a lot of talent. Obviously he's offensively based, but you know, hopefully you see him play a more complete game next year. He's got a lot of potential. Could be one of the greats of Rhode Island College if he could get it going.
That it could be. Tipton passes right side. Now ball being moved around. Three is passed up back to Tipton. Now the ball is lost. Tipton comes up with it.
Good hustle and defense by the Anchormen.
Three was no good that time from Lehman.
Now Coach Burns switched the entire lineup, I think. Nope, besides for Smith and Cruz, switched most of the lineup.
Smith pulls up off the glass for two.
Tony Ojai, of course, in the game. High school rival right there. Went to Cumberland, he went to Lincoln.
Of course.
For those of you listening that don't know, Mike and I are both Cumberland natives.
And ball tipped out of bounds by Cruz.
Even though they were our rivals, it's nice to see Tony make it, you know, even though it's not far down the road, basically, but make it and be playing in college.
Three is no good from Reese. And Lehman comes up with the rebound. Under a minute to play. Shot is no good again from Lehman. OG with the rebound. Cruz down to OG. No good.
Tough shot there with the defender basically holding his left wrist.
Tipton with the ball. Passes to Lehman and down low. And a good block by Cruz.
Great job recovering by Cruz there. Saw the reaction from the Keene State bench, half making fun of, who was that got blocked right there?
That was John Marie.
Okay.
Rodney John Marie.
And half cheering on Cruz with that block over there on the Keene State bench.
And OG now with a nice block.
Great job by OG. You get 2 hands on that block, actually.
Clark passes to Cruz. Cruz almost loses the ball, somehow maintains it. Shot no good.
That's going to be it for us, probably.
And that's going to be the end of the game. Your score, Keene State 62, Rhode Island College 48. And Nick, what can you take away from this game going into the Little East Conference quarterfinals?
Lots of potential for improvement out of the Anchormen. Obviously, they've had all season to improve, but right now, they got a real good opportunity to learn from what they did today wrong, which is that they need to pass the ball more. Basically, that's just about it. They need to move the ball around a lot more than they did.
Absolutely.
I know I've reiterated a lot throughout the game, but you want to look at that Keene State offense. You won't watch the film of this game and go, we want to do what they did.
Absolutely, and I believe we'll have Mike Neal coming by momentarily. And of course, tough senior year for Mike Neal, as he had that pacemaker put into his heart, and he will be coming by right now. And Nick, I'll send it your way as we do have Mike Neal coming by.
All right. I'm here with Mike Neal, the captain from the Rhode Island College Anchormen. Mike, thanks for joining us, and really sorry that the season went the way it did for you, but really glad to see you out there. I know you threw one down in pregame warm-up. So how you feeling? How's everything going?
I'm just glad to be here, honestly. I'm glad. I'm in good spirits. I'm in good health, and I'm just glad I got to be around the guys this whole season, and I got to be here. I'm just glad I got the opportunity to play 4 years here at this great school, get my 2 banners, put 2 banners up, and I enjoyed it.
Does it give you more enthusiasm for life being around these guys and just getting to see every day that these guys are, carrying your torch, basically?
Exactly. It's great to see the next generation. I just try to give them all the insight that I got and tell them exactly what I learned as a freshman from the older guys that told me.
Yeah. So what are you taking away from your experience, your 4 years here at Rhode Island College?
Time flies. Time flies when you're having fun, especially when you're winning.
Yeah.
I feel like my first 2 years went like a blink of an eye. I feel like I remember my freshman year vividly. It flew like that. Sophomore year flew, and now I'm a senior about to graduate. So definitely just cherish time. Don't take anything for granted. Just take everything in and learn. Just listen to everybody, because everybody is feeding you things. You just gotta take everything in. Everybody has input, and whether you know at that moment or not that it's gonna help you, it'll help you down the line. There's things that I've learned from guys like Tariq and Big Mike, all the RIC guys, that I didn't know as a freshman, but as a senior now, being the older guy, I perfectly understand everything that they said. So there's just things that you got to learn that come with time.
Yeah. All right, Mike, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for
really
having me.
appreciate it. Glad you're in good health.
Thank you.
Have a great, successful post-college life.
Yes.
Enjoy everything that it brings you.
All right, thanks for having me.
All right, thanks, Mike Neal.
Thank you very much, Mike. And congratulations on a great career here at Rhode Island College.
We'll be here with Coach Burns in just a moment.
And Mike Neal, as Coach Burns has said many times, definition of a team player.
Playing his role, doing what it takes to have a successful team. That's important for any team you play on in any sport. You need to have guys like Mike Neal that make a team, the chemistry just go around. It can't always be about, hey, we got 2 or 3 great players on the team that do great things. We need to have guys all around doing phenomenal things. Mike Neal is just phenomenal personality, phenomenal guy.
Absolutely.
And you could tell that by the percentages here show. A lot of people don't graduate in 4 years. So
No.
It's good for him.
Absolutely. And we hope for the best for him, as you said, post-college.
Yep. That's the most important part of life.
Absolutely, and we got Coach Burns coming by.
Coach Burns now. Thank you, Coach Burns, for joining us. All right, Coach, tough one today, but what did you feel like you guys learned from Keene State this time around?
Only gave up 62 points. I mean, they want to score 75, 80 points. So, defensively wasn't bad. We knew the key to the game would be rebounding, and I know we get killed on the backboard. They had a bunch of offensive rebounds, bunch of second opportunities. And then, unfortunately, when we don't make shots, when Chris Green, Jimmy Fritz, and our guards, when we don't make shots, we struggle scoring. We go long droughts without scoring. The kids stay together and continue to defend, but when you give up second opportunities, give up second shots, don't rebound the basketball, and you're not making shots, it's just a recipe for disaster. So, you know, proud of the effort. You know, we get down, the kids continue to battle. It's been the MO for the group all year long, so hopefully we'll learn from it, and I hope there's a little bit of gas left in the tank to go up to Southern Maine on Tuesday.
Is ball movement a big thing to address going into the tournament? Because today you saw it get stalemated a few times here and there, where the ball would just get isolated through one or two guys.
Sure.
That's going to be a big part of the
they do a great job of pressuring the basketball, so we weren't able to get open, and that's just a toughness issue. That's something, if you want to get open, you have to get open, and we would try to run sets every single time down the floor. We would run a set and guys just couldn't get open, and if you're not getting open, it's difficult to pass the ball, so then you end up just holding the basketball and taking a bad shot at the end of the shot clock. And then we really don't have the size. They're so huge up front that if you throw the ball inside, the 7-footer is just going to block it back, so it's tough to get the defense to sag off, because if you throw it inside, they're just going to say, okay, try to shoot over the top. So you try to throw it inside, they block your shot, it plays right into their hands. So to beat a team like that, we played them the first time, we were up 34-30 at the half, we were 11-30 from the three-point line. I know we weren't even close to that today. If we're not making shots against a team that's that big like that up front, it's a disaster.
So a little bit away from actual game talk and tournament talk, as far as Mike Neal, today is being his senior day, what did having a guy like Mike Neal, even though he wasn't able to play this year, having him around and being able to bring the team chemistry, the team together, what did it mean for you, and what type of guy is he?
Yeah, again, a lot of kids, if they would have had that, you know, the doctor's prognostication that they shouldn't play anymore because of the condition with his heart, a lot of kids would have felt sorry for themselves and they would have said their career is over with. But Michael's a team player, and if Michael's on the floor, or if he's in the game, he still believes he's on the team, and he's one of the few kids that I've ever coached that realized that his role was as important as anybody else's, if not more. And with us being so young this year, having so many freshmen and sophomores, when we went that drought first semester, we lost 11 games, I'm sure the locker room was a miserable place to be, but Michael kept them together, and Michael told them to keep on fighting, keep on competing, come back the next day, be ready to practice. He never missed a practice, he never missed a game, he never made an excuse, he didn't want anybody to feel sorry for him, and it's just an amazing thing for the younger guys to sit there and watch somebody that Mike's had such a nice career, and it's unfortunate it ain't that way, but the way he wrapped it up and the way he fought and the way he competed and he didn't quit, there's no quitting that kid, and whatever he decides to do in life, he's going to be successful.
Well, Coach Burns, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for a successful season.
Thank you.
Hopefully you guys...
I don't know about successful. Well, it was a learning experience. Hopefully we'll learn from it. Next year, the freshmen and sophomores will be sophomores and juniors, and we'll do a good job recruiting, and hopefully next year we'll feel a little better than the last game of the year. But thank you very much.
Hopefully you're very successful in the Little East tournament.
Thank you very much. See what happens on Tuesday. Thank you.
All right, Coach Burns, singing the praise of senior captain Mike Neal. We also want to sing the praise of all of our great members of Anchor TV. We want to thank a long list of members of Anchor TV. Sierra Huff, David Kuzak, Josh Percy, Patrick Hurd, Jeremy Ferreira, Rashawn Vassell, Robbie Rhodes, Tom Lima, Andrew Spaziano, of course my broadcasting partner, Mike Gianmarco. We want to thank everybody for a successful year. Thank you for doing your part, just like any great team. Everybody needs to do their role. I'm Nick Costa, and thanks for joining us with Anchor TV. Until the 2016-2017 season, that's it for us Anchormen.